Hello, hello. All right, looks like our competitors are just about ready. This is a race between Starscream and Rhokubee AX. This is part of the FF1 Pixel Remaster Any tournament. Winding down in Group B here. Only have a few more races remaining in Group B. This is it's one of the last ones, if not the last one. I'm not really too sure what's remaining. All right. Competitors will be on their way in just a moment here. Be able to see the countdown on Rhokubee's screen now for the 15-second delay. All right, and here we go. So, like all Pixel Remasters, this is going to start out with a unskippable cutscene. So this is giving you the lay of the land, kind of talking about what's going on with the crystals. Give a little bit of an explanation on that, and
plot in an RPG unimaginable.
Yeah, no, how about that, huh?
I was trying to add so many insightful things, and turns out that my audio was sourced wrong. Messed things up.
Well, I can definitely hear you now, so I think we're good to go. Yeah, I was talking and I couldn't quite hear you there, Trenton. I was like, did I mess this up or something? But yeah. All right, so good to have you here. So I am Patariku13, and this is Trenton joining me for the comms for this.
Yep, this is the last matchup for Group A, and we have the last match for Group B will be coming up sometime this next week, probably Tuesday.
Yeah, approaching the end of the tournament there. At the very least, the end of the group play. And then after that, we'll have, I think there was some discussion today. It's 1v2 and for each. And then after that, the winners will move on for the final, which I guess is best of 3.
Yeah, finals best of 3 was always the thing. And then it's like, okay, if we're going to have a semis, which most people were in favor of, especially because in this case, we'd have a tie for Group B. So wouldn't be fun to send a championship game on a tie.
Yeah.
So then there's just a little final discussion on how to do that, but I think we've got a good way to do it.
All right, nice. That's good to hear. Okay, so the competitors are through the cutscene, and taking a look, it looks like Leggy is going with kind of the usual setup of the fighter, monk, and the 2 black mages. Rhokubee doing something I haven't seen very much, which is swapping out one of the black mages for a red mage.
It's an interesting play because the red mage AoE damage is just nowhere near good enough. So you don't sweep things like you do with the black mages. Usually you see the difference in melee play. You arm that red mage instead of giving them magic.
Yeah, I know when I did watch Shinzo do a double red mage set up for his team before, and he basically just did all melee for most of the game, really.
Well, and most enemy packs are 4 or less, so statistically the averages are in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
At least definitely. As long as you're one-shotting things.
Yeah. And it takes a little while for the black belt to actually get up to that point where he's able to start really contributing very much. Very slow start, the monk black belt character there, but once he does get going, it's pretty good.
It'd be a little more risky on Garland if you didn't have level 2, or if Garland one-shots you Black Mage. Those are also bad things.
Yeah, that one looks like it was a little weakened from the fight with the wolves that Leggy ran into, and hit from 20 there was able to take him down.
Yeah, big thing, we go pick up the Thunder spell because it will kill Garland if we just get the 4 off.
Yeah, and then Rhokubee, instead of the extra Thunder, just using the melee from the Red Mage there. I guess the Red Mage does have on the Chainmail as well, which should help with the survivability for the Red Mage.
Yeah, only took 7 damage from a Garland hit. That is tremendously better, but it's not going to scale, unfortunately.
No, definitely not. Yeah, probably running around with that Chainmail for quite a long time. But... yeah, in the early going, it definitely helps though. Keep the mages alive, which is definitely something you want to do. Make sure they keep on getting levels, but make sure the Black Mage especially gets the levels.
Well, we get a lot of time to catch our breath at the start of these runs because we've got these 3 consecutive cutscenes, one at the very start, the one for building the bridge, and then one where you're crossing the bridge. So it takes a while to really feel like you've got the run going, but once you cross the bridge, then it feels like, okay, it's really beginning here. 6.5 minutes in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it gets a little frustrating if you're going for like a PB or something like that, and like a really good time, and Garland manages to take out one of your mages, and you're just like, all right, I guess I have to reset, and you got to go and you watch the initial cutscene all over again, and you still have these 2 cutscenes. And it's also especially easy to die on the way over to Provoca as well. There's some not particularly good encounters that you can run into on the way over there, so it can take you out. Be another reset there as well.
So for most of the run, the money is a little tight. So you really hate to have that early death to Garland, because then you gotta go revive, and that's less potion money before you're going into Marsh Cave. And how many potions do you want going into Marsh Cave? Yes.
Yes. As many as you can get.
But they've kept it very close to each other so far. Garland is a little get your toes in the water boss thing.
Yeah, I think Leggy had to revive the Black Mage that had died, but I think Rhokubee got 2 encounters on the way to Garland. So I'm pretty sure Rhokubee is actually already level 3 on all of his characters by now. So that should help a little bit with the HP and spells heading over to Provoca.
Yeah, not necessarily a hard level that you need to get to at any point. When I want to do Marsh very safely, I target level 8, but I'm crazy like that, and I do some extra fights to make sure I have enough potions.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple different ways to go about Marsh, and
yeah, more common than 6, I should emphasize. I definitely do more than most.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people just get 1, maybe 2 casts of Lit 2 and then make the dive down into Marsh. If you get good Lit 2 rolls, I mean, you really only need 1, but often doesn't work out that way.
2.
Yeah.
Alright, I said 6.5 minutes. I meant 8 and almost a half minutes. The wolves are annoying because they don't give enough rewards. They're a pain to deal with. Like the imp fight is better. It's less experience, but it's quicker.
Yeah, I mean, like the wolves give 6 gold each, which is really bad. Alright.
Ogres are good. That's good stuff.
So they both got one
As
ogre.
long as they don't kill your black mage.
Rokubee's black mage just gets demolished by both ogres. What rate for him? The money will be good though, so the ogre's a really good fight. Definitely something that you see a lot in the NES version. You basically just fight nothing but ogres for the first 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah, it looks like Rhokubee's gonna walk back to Canaria because it's close, and it's a much cheaper revive there.
Yeah, so it's only, I think it's like 40 gold to revive back in Canaria. Alright, Leggy got another ogre battle, but again it had the 3 creeps, whatever they are in this game, Gigas worms in this game, and yeah, that's not really a particularly good fight there. Definitely something that I would try to run away from. So
look,
she
if
does.
they wanted us to know the names of these things, they wouldn't keep renaming them.
Exactly. It should have stuck with the. I'm used to the NES version. I'm used to the NES.
Yeah, I mean, like I can understand changing from Green Wolf, but could you maybe make it like Great Wolf or something?
Yeah. So Leggy's got everybody up into the pirate battle.
Best money fights, especially early. Get a lot of cash for this one.
Yeah, these pirates pay pretty well. The money is sorely needed at this early stage of the game.
And by early, you mean about 1 hour and 25 minutes?
Yeah, pretty much. Need all of the money you can. And then suddenly you don't need any money whatsoever.
Oh, we could still spend it if we had it.
Yeah, very, very true. Yeah.
I mean, you can buy a couple of gold rings, a couple of pro rings. You can blow all that cash easy.
Yep.
Obviously, speedrun strats were looking for just enough, but you're gonna need over 1,000 gold going into Elfland because we need to buy the Mandara there, and that means we want to kill stuff on the seas, particularly Buccaneers.
Definitely hoping for the Buccaneer battles. Really don't want to see the Sahag Big Eye battle very much. The Big Eyes themselves give very little gold, very little experience. The Sahags, they're so common you can't really get away from them very much, but so you kind of have to take them.
Sahags are kind of a waste of time. The Big Eyes at least are easy, but unfortunately they tend to be behind all those Sahags, so there's not a good way to kill them.
Yeah, nice fight there with Leggy getting the shark and the red Sahag, or Sahag Chief in this version. Ooh.
Got him again. It's pretty good experience fights.
Alright, Rhokubee has made it through the pirate battle.
I just wanted to mention, even this early on, we're really watching the HP values of the black mages, because getting lucky with the level ups early really pays off over the course of the run.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. And so the black mage will get a forced level up, or strong HP level up at level 4. I think the next one after that is like level 8. So generally you're going to be around level 8 by the time you hit Astos. And if you only have the 2 strong level ups, the black mage is only going to be about 80 HP. I'm really hoping to have a bit more than that so we can possibly survive one of the spells if Astos goes very spell heavy.
Okay, so Rhokubee's first sea encounter is Leggy's first 2 encounters in the same fight. Boy, we're seeing a lot of the Sahag Chiefs and Sharks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, this is uncommonly high between 2 runners for it to have been like every battle so far but one.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen more of the Sahag Chiefs than the regular Sahags.
Yeah, that checks out.
Leggy, I guess, checking her gold. She's at 1,500 gold. She can pick up one cast of Thundara. Just gonna hit the inn. Now, she could come out and do a little bit more grinding or just make the dive now. 400 gold, not very much gold to go buy supplies with.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I can't imagine doing Marsh Cave on less than 4 antidotes before you even buy regular potions, just the antidotes. Here's your fact about the big guys being in pain is they had 2 Rhokubees stun locked.
Yeah, and NES, or NES, FF1, it's only 1 out of 4 to actually get out of the stun lock there, so your odds are not very good. I was able to get through that though, and into this very nice Buccaneer battle.
All the Thunder Charge is gone though already, so this has to be melee strats. Got a saber drop.
Got two sabers. We'll put a saber on both the fighter and the red mage there.
Well, that's better than a poke in the eye.
Alright, Leggy getting a Buccaneer battle as well. That's pretty nice.
And had a saber drop as well.
And a saber as well. Alright, looks like Leggy's gonna force one more battle here. Alright, still has the Thundara, so...
Yeah, if you're gonna stay at the end anyways, you certainly want to use up your Thundara charges.
Alright, so after those battles, Leggy should be in pretty good shape money-wise.
Those sea encounters do pay off quite a bit of cash.
Yeah, I got over 1,000 gold to be able to pick up the supplies. Picked up a
Even
tent.
bought an ether. I love that.
Yep, got the ether, got 5 antidotes, and basically the rest in potions. Pretty good. Alright, so Leggy's gonna head over to Marsh Cave.
This is a bit of a long sequence relative to the resources that we have. So we not only have to do Marsh Cave, but we want to trek up and do Astos and do it all on one trip. You can walk back to Elfland if you have to, but obviously that takes extra time. We don't want that.
Nope. Yeah, it's a bit of a walk as well. It's not particularly close. Like if it was right outside, like yeah, definitely head back into town. But you got to go all the way back over to the east and where your boat is, and yeah, it just gets to be a little annoying.
There's something like 3 different enemy types over in this section of the world that can poison you. There's a couple that can stun lock you. There's just a lot of unpleasantness to be had when you're dealing with Marsh Cave.
Yeah, Leggy ran into a couple of them so far, so the green slimes here that you're seeing now. They can poison you pretty easily. I think outside she ran into the werewolves as well. I think she was able to get away from that without getting poisoned though, so that was nice. Alright, lots of nasty encounters in the Marsh Cave. Got the gargoyles there. If the gargoyles hit the fighter, it's not really a big deal. The problem is that
Black mages are squishy.
the black mages are squishy, and yeah. So when the black mage gets hit by a gargoyle, that is not a fun time.
I also think this is interesting because this floor probably has the most divergence between runners. There's a copper bracelet you can pick up over to the left, and there's 1,000 gold that you can go pick up over to the right, and almost nobody does all of them. Usually, I think the majority of people don't get either one of those extra pickups. But they are there, and they can be helpful.
Yeah, the copper bracelet isn't something that I would pick up in this run. The 1,000 gold, though, it's. Which room is that exactly? Is that the room directly to the right of the?
Yeah. Right at the crown.
Yeah. See, that 1,000 gold, that's pretty good. I feel like that actually might be worth picking up there. The thing, though, is that
And everybody's
this is
going
a
to get
scary
this
floor.
down on the way out.
Yeah, this is not a nice floor, and so I try to minimize my time on this floor as much as possible. But, yeah, so from the earlier encounter that Leggy got the scorpions. It's another one. They have multiple attacks per round. When they hit anybody but the fighter, they're gonna do some really heavy damage. And they also poison as well.
They can easily one-shot your black mages. Like, there's just nothing you can do. One of the things we haven't mentioned so far is that the game autosaves when you change floors, and then that bottom of Marsh Cave is probably one of the earliest places where you're going to want a quick save and keep your progress.
Yeah, definitely. No matter what type of run I'm doing, I will quick save ahead of the wizards, and also after I get through the wizards, I will quick save them as well, just to make sure that I'm able to actually get out of there.
Those areas that needs improvement in the Pixel Remaster. They don't give you an in-battle written notification. There's a graphic, but it doesn't show up right away. It like takes a turn.
Yeah, it's really slow to appear on the screen, and so seeing that you're actually poisoned, you know, it's like if you get poisoned, then you immediately run away from the fight. You can walk 2 or 3 steps before you actually realize, like, oh, wait a second, I actually am poisoned here. Yeah, so in battle, it does tend to be a little annoying the way that goes.
Astos time for Leggy. A couple of things you can do, but primarily it's all about the network.
Ooh, starts off with the Thundara, it takes down one of the black mages. Yeah, there you go. So that black mage didn't get an extra strong level up, so it only had.
The good news is when Astos kills you, Astos can kill you really quick.
Couple Thundars and then immediately drops the death spell on the fighter. That is a rough start to that fight. Alright, let's hope round 2 goes a bit better.
It's kind of funny because that's actually a good result. Because if you're gonna fail faster. Get out of it, get back into the fight as soon as you can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sometimes Astos will play with you a bit, where he'll blind you, he'll slow you, and then you think you have a chance, and then all of a sudden, no, he'll just drop the double Thundara, and that's it, you're done. So.
Yes, this was a very slow loss to Astos, and that's much worse than the last one was. The Shane Zell wiggle, as I like to call it, just changing up the RNG.
Let's get some better RNG in there.
At least different.
Alright, so Leggy tempering up both of her melee characters. Haste. Alright, there you go. It's not bad. Keep hasting yourself, buddy.
We'll take that.
Alright,
perfect. Thank you, Astos. Yeah. That was great.
Yeah. Lets the fighter get off a big hit there. Finishes off Astos with a hit of 112. Really good.
Yeah, when you get to stack all those tempers on a character who isn't slow, the damage gets quite good.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. That's the run or the way we're gonna handle all the bosses at the end of the game. Before we get there, still have a lot more levels to grind. Rhokubee is caught in the ghoul zombie fight. This is
Group of Death.
not. Yeah, that one's rough because of the paralysis. Rhokubee had 2 of his characters paralyzed, but was able to finally get through at least, so that's good. Picking up the Phoenix down first, and then head over to the wizards.
Those crawl enemies will almost certainly stun lock you because they hit multiple times and get multiple chances to apply the stun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so each hit, each attack that the enemy does, they have the opportunity to proc whatever status they have, you know, whether it's like poison touch or sleep touch, like mummies, or paralysis, like those characters have. So.
Or Death Touch from Mind Flayers.
Or Death Touch. Oof.
I actually had that land in the last race. Killed me.
Yeah, that's not very common now.
Well, it's something you do enough races and you're gonna get every conceivable result in theory, although we do not have a Wormack in the tournament proper yet.
Alright, so Rhokubee is into the wizard battle. Unfortunately, I think Rhokubee used up all of his Thundara spells, so he's gonna go to temper strats here.
Wild guess is that Rhokubee didn't stay at the end after the money grind and didn't get the charges back. Wild guess.
I could see that, yeah.
And it's that early reset out of that to do the fight over.
Is there an ether? Yep, there you go. Heading back to the title screen. So
That's
no.
a much more stable way to do it than closing the game out, and it's probably faster.
Yeah. I have an ether. Alright, so he does have an ether. Alright, so he has 2 ethers, so he dropped them both on the black mage, so he'll be better positioned to take care of this wizard battle as quickly as possible. I gotta say, I was surprised that he was able to get through the wizard battle with on the previous attempt, even with just the tempers and the lightning. That was impressive.
There, much better result. So honestly, the biggest part to me was I don't want character death before Astos. Because then if somebody dies on Astos, I can still use the Phoenix down from here on that. And I really have no desire to spend it any earlier. Because then, what if Astos kills someone, and then I've got a dead character, so...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sometimes I don't mind that, though. if Astos kills the fighter, I'll just kind of roll with it and keep going, but... You know, it's kind of my preference to have everybody alive there. Rhokubee taking the Scorpion battles, living dangerously. Did get a preempt, and the previous one, he had the Thundara on hand to take care of it, so that helped.
So it's kind of a 50-50 proposition, really, because when you run away, they get the chance to attack and have no chance to thin the numbers. That way, you're probably at least taking 1, if not 2, off the table before they're even attacking.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, anything to decrease the numbers of that Scorpion mob, and it's not the last time that we're going to run into something like that. You know, there's a few mobs throughout the rest of the game that you don't really mind just taking out a couple of them here and there just to be able to run away a bit easier.
It's one of those funny things that we definitely have PV strats mind as the default position for everything, which is not a bad approach when you're racing and trying to go as fast as you can, but there are times where there are race strats that don't make sense in a PB, but they're actually much more stable, level, and on average, faster for a race. And even with all the racing we've had right now, I wouldn't say there's a definitive meta on that front.
Yeah, definitely. And people just change it up, I think, race by race, it seems like. Just however it's going in that particular run, it might switch things up. I know I do that all the time. The run's going well, then I'll try to keep pushing it. If it's going off the rails pretty quickly, then I'll start adding in a lot more safeties as much as I can, really.
Nowadays, the game just kills you 20 times before glitch, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yep. Unfortunately. So I do want to also point out, when Rhokubee gets into this Astos fight, take a look at the HP on that monk. It's already 180 HP.
That's a pretty good start. Red Mage has about 20 more than the Black Mage does right now.
Yeah, Red Mage is in pretty good shape as well. Yeah, it's got some. Yeah, and even the Black Mage, looks like the Black Mage got an extra level up as well, or strong level up on the HP. So.
For Leggy, the Mystic Key was the payoff of this fetch quest chain that we went through, and as a result we get to loot stuff, which is our source of money to buy items for about the next 45 minutes or so. Very clean Astos for Rhokubee.
That was amazing. Did a slow run on his Astos. Did a slow run on the Black Mage in the second turn, which didn't even hit. And if it had hit, it wouldn't have even mattered because the Black Mage is just going to use spells. But yeah, the first hit, I kind of missed what that one was too, but it didn't even look like it did any damage to anyone, didn't blind anyone, didn't slow anyone, and the melee character is able to take down Astos very quickly there. It was a really good fight.
That's about as clean as an Astos fight can go. Only 15 ethers. That's a little tight for how I like to run the numbers, but hey, I'm one who does overkill.
Yeah, I usually tend to get like 30 ethers there, 25, 30 ethers. I know people get less than 20. I just haven't quite figured out how exactly they do that.
Probably just being more selective on the fights in Earthcave instead of killing everything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not something that I'm comfortable doing. I'd much rather just fight it as much as I can. Just keep burning through all of my spells.
By the way, thanks to all of you who are hanging out with us here on Speed Gaming tonight. We appreciate you. Hi, chat.
Hey, welcome in, everyone. I hope you're enjoying the race.
And that's a good point in chat. Leggy Starscream has 2 cottages in the bank, so there's that for recovering MP as well. The only problem is you can't use them in dungeons.
Yeah, so you get the full HP refill, and you get the full refill of all of your used spell charges with the cottage there. So it's really helpful. You can also sell them for 1,000 gold. That usually tends to be what I do. Try to hold on to them as much as I can, and then just sell them.
But, like we were just saying, not all the meta is established. There is still room for people to mess around and see what works for them. What works for Narek is blowing up a hole in the world. Hi Raiders from SpeedGaming 2, hope your evening is going well. Welcome to Final Fantasy 1, this is the Pixel Remaster version. Pure speedrun here, no randomize.
I do believe there is a randomizer for this. I think somebody mentioned it. Yes. I have not played it.
I think there are other contributors as well, but I believe it was Game Boy F9 who started the work on that. Same one who did the randomizer for the PSP version.
Oh, nice. Have you played it at all? Because I have not.
Actually, haven't done it once. I guess it doesn't matter. But no, I've got like 6 long speedrun projects on my to-do list. I never worried about those.
Yep. Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. It's a lot of games I would like to play, just not very much time to play them. So.
I spent about 10 hours this week just finalizing notes for one speedrun that I'm working on.
Alright, so it looks like Leggy is... sold all the cottages.
Gotta go for the silver and armlets, so, you know, it's whatever. I don't know what we call it.
Yep, so she picked up one silver armlet. That's about all the money. She only has so much money, so it's...
Yeah, and you want the fire charges. That's very, very important.
Basically, how we're going to get through Lich. So, we'll take a few encounters on the way over to Earth Cave, as Rhokubee is heading down to meet the Prince of Elfland, go wake him up with the Jolt Tonic, grab the Mystic Key. Alright, a couple less
things we need right now are HP and spell charges. Because to get through Lich, you're going to need 6 fire 3s, and it also helps if your intelligence score is going up.
Yeah, definitely. So you get your third cast of Faraga at level 15 there. So by the time you hit, while you're taking fights throughout the Earth Cave, you're kind of keeping one eye on what level you are to make sure that you get level 15 by the time you get into the actual Lich fight itself. And I usually try to go for like level 16 just to give myself an extra chance at getting the higher intelligence charge, which let you take out Lich slightly quicker.
Slight divergence there. Rhokubee picked up haste already.
Ah.
Leggy will actually do that after the volcano, I believe, as it hits me. And it's pretty convenient to do that after you get the airship or after the volcano. I do a variation where I like to get it after the airship because you really don't need it through Ice Cave, and then unless you're doing a melee team like Rhokubee is, and then you swing over, get it in Elfland, fly south, and you're at the Guardian Islands.
Yeah, it's really convenient to pick it up after the airship. I think I was doing that for a while. Then I finally did switch to doing it after Kraken, I think?
Oh, I didn't realize Rhokubee had picked up the Cure spell, so that's sitting on the Red Mage, which is saving on some potions after battles.
Yeah, I think that's the only spell that he has on the Red Mage there, so I think that helps a bit.
Haste as well now.
Oh, yeah, I just mean at level 1, like I don't think that Red Mage has the Thunder spell.
Oh, yeah, I don't think
the Black
so.
Mage does, but yeah, so... Just being able to dedicate that one tier level to using the cure spell there. That'll save up on some of the spell charges, like you said.
There was a time I was actually experimenting with like getting the A-Fire spell on the Red Mage, but Lich is just all over the place and loves to go counter element for whatever you learn.
Yep, that's Lich being Lich. I think be a lot.
If he
follow-
followed the
if-
script, it would be so much easier.
Yeah. Like if there was a script, it would be a much easier fight, right? Especially if it was like the old school script where it starts off with Blizzaga. So then you can get like the AI spell and be able
Right,
to.
and then that would be the only one you would do, and you just tough out any other spells that he did, but it would just make it so much more consistent to get through that fight.
Yeah, exactly. Very easy to lose a lot of time on Lich with the randomness of what Lich is going to throw at you. But then again, that's like the same thing is true for most of the bosses in this game. So.
Welcome to those of you who are hanging out on SpeedGaming Espanol. Hope your evening is going well. We've got a little race going on here, the FF1 Pixel Remaster version between Leggy and Rhokubee. We get their links in chat. Couple of fine folks, you may want to check out their channels, see what's going on there.
Leggy running into the race there. The race also with stun touch, but able to get through it.
Just
You
a
run-
lot of pleasantness here.
Yeah, Marsh Cave and Earth Cave are just so bad from all of the encounters they have. You know, it's stun touch or poison touch, and you just don't have a lot of HP. You don't have a lot of resources really. It's just really makes it a little difficult getting through these two dungeons. Ooh, Leggy got really unlucky there.
Yeah, so Leggy, Magic and Flea are on the same level, and when Leggy went to confirm the Magic on the second Black Mage, accidentally hit the Flea instead, lost the fire turn, and the whole fight went south from there. And this is one time where you actually do want to be on exactly the same RNG, so you can come in with both the fire charges and just win the fight.
Alright, there you go.
It's an easy win.
Yep. Yeah, 2 casts of Faraga will take down the vampire very easily. But yeah, if you only get the one off, it's opening yourself up for danger there. Does have stun touch. He can hit pretty hard, and does have gaze as well. Yeah, and the one black mage that was about to do the Faraga charge, his second one, was the one that got gazed. Very unfortunate, but Leggy able to recover and get through it.
Also worth noting, Leggy is now on the hunt for the jerk birds, and you kind of do want to get it on the first trip here, because you're leveling up now and you're getting more magic defense as a result. So it gets harder for them to turn you into stone the longer you wait to do it.
Yeah, so that's something that you want to see basically as soon as possible. So the jerk birds or the cockatrices.
Time, you will see it before the vampire. You'll get one of the jerk bird encounters.
Oh yeah, definitely. But then you show up a decent amount here on the first floor of Earth Cave. Finally into the cockatrice fight here.
Another area where I'm a little weird. I like to actually go ahead and kill 2 of them off and make the 4-pack, just to kind of control the fight and make sure they aren't annihilating me.
Yeah, that's something I also do. I get really worried when whatchamacallit. Yeah, so when the birds are just have free flow to attack everybody. They usually do have one extra gold needle in here, but still, it's just I don't want to have to use it.
And ideally, you're hoping they will drop an extra one just to make life easier later, but they will not necessarily do that. Meanwhile, Narek blowing things up for Rhokubee.
Rhokubee raiding the treasury here in the dwarf cave, picking up everything. Most of the stuff we just sell. Not most of it, but you get the silver armor there that sells for a decent amount, the worm killer that sells for a decent amount. Just use that extra money there to buy the Faraga stones.
You may actually keep the sword with this team. That'll be interesting to see. Because that may be what the red mage ends up doing. That's right now, I think what we're seeing primarily is these overworld encounters are just going slower for Rhokubee, and that has really let Leggy make time, because it's not the boss fights. Thus far, it's really just these the random encounter enemies have been the difference, which is the reason why we bring squishy black mages in the first place.
Black mage tempering himself. Fight the Sahag battle here.
I think that was a betrayal of auto battle.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't think he has any Thundara spells either. So just between fighting and just attacking the Buccaneers, they'll be able to take them out pretty quickly. The fighter and the monk there should be able to one-shot them. Surprised the red mage was able to one-shot one of the Buccaneers though. That's...
Yeah, by now, that's not unreasonable.
Yeah, it does have a decent amount of...
Weapons are great.
Yeah, it does have a decent amount of levels on his characters, though. So.
If you want to guarantee enough money to buy the silver bracelet, there's a treasury down there with a couple of boxes. You can grab stuff.
Yeah, some decent stuff down there. I think one's like a mithril gauntlet or something like that that you can actually get some pretty good money for. I think one of the other boxes is just pure cash as well. So.
And there's an axe which is technically considered by auto-equip the best weapon right now.
Oh, wow.
It may have a lower crit rate, I'm not sure. But damage-wise, it is higher.
Yeah, usually in the early going for this game, the axes usually have better base damage, but their accuracy is a lot worse. So you end up missing a lot more attacks. Which is why you don't really want to use them particularly much. Alright, Leggy taking some more battles. Looks like characters are up to level 14. We got one more level to get the third charge of Faraga there.
And Rhokubee is finally heading into the Earth Cave. So what we see on Leggy's side for the Black Mages is one with decent HP, about kind of range you would expect, and one with absolutely terrible HP.
Yeah, 86 at this stage of the game is really light. You would definitely hope to see better HP on the mages at this point.
The biggest problem that creates is that Black Mage will not survive any AoE spell from Lich. So any turn, any battle in which the first 3 turns Lich does an AoE magic spell is now an instant lost for Leggy. So unless the RNG is perfect, there's going to be several resets and try again.
Yep. So the Ice 2 or the Blizzaga spell, like I feel like that one usually kills me, even if I have pretty decent HP on my mages. But the other two, right? Like the Thundara and the Fyra, as long as I have like kind of okay HP on my mages, both of them are gonna be able to survive that. But for that one mage for Leggy, great. The top black mage, less than 100 HP. That's not in range to be able to survive the Thundara or the Fyra spell from Lich there. So very dangerous.
Yeah, when I look at it, I'm thinking 130 is my number to survive one AoE spell. So that gets me one extra turn of RNG. And we need at least 3 rounds to get the fire spells off. So that theoretically is only buying you like 1 out of 6 battles to damage. But it matters against Lich, it really does.
Yeah, it really does, yeah. And and if you don't have the extra intelligence, the level 30 intelligence on your mages, you're gonna need 1 extra turn anyway in order to hopefully squeeze out the Thundara spell on Lich to take care of the remaining HP.
I think Rhokubee just lost an Aether by being on auto battle. That's unfortunate.
Ooh.
You have a couple extra, hopefully, but not too many coming in.
He had 30 or so when he came in. Alright, well, yeah, down to 23.
So maybe it was intentional, actually. I'm very curious what Rhokubee's strats are going to be for this Lich, because you're not casting fire turn this team. I wonder if maybe the black belt's going to stay up.
That is a good question. Kind of wondering that myself.
That's the thing about speedrunning. Honestly, the strategizing is more fun to me than the actual runs. I just love it, analyzing everything.
Coming up with new ways to do a speedrun is oftentimes very exciting. Actually doing it, much less so.
And that's how you end up doing solo red mage runs in marathon.
There you go, yeah.
True Green Ogres, this is a great experience encounter, actually.
It does take a little while, even if you have 2 black mages, right? Because you need both spells in order to be able to get through it. But yeah, it does pay. It gives you over 1,000 experience. Alright, so Leggy's top black mage has gotten up to 112 HP. I think that's still a little light.
So that can survive a low roll spell. It's not great, but it's a whole lot better than where things were a minute ago. Rhokubee gets the jerkbirds on the way to the vampire.
Nice, alright. It looks like Leggy picked up level 15 here on the final floor right before Lich. So I guess that was her final encounter before actually heading into the Lich battle. So nice job to
And
be able to pick up.
Jerkbird ran away. Well, I mean, if this is the plan, you can... Nope, what? Rhokubee's going for the stone. Jerkbird's gotta be. I can't imagine you farming levels for the vampire fight.
Doesn't really seem worth it.
Meanwhile, here comes Lich at 54 minutes for Leggy. Let's see how long it takes to get past this fight. This is one where we really don't want to see Lich doing magic unless it's slow. Lich can cast slow all day long, that would be fine. Is that a commentator's blessing?
I think so, yeah. Good timing on the slow call. Sleep, and sleep missed as well.
Alright, that's all the fires. Here come the thunders to clean up.
Ooh, the bullseye.
There you go. Too high, just nothing you can do about that one. And that's above average Black Mage HP. There's nothing you can do about that. You just have to get lucky along the way.
Did 150 damage on both of them. Like, that Blizzara is just so much more powerful than the Thundara or the Fyra.
Yeah, and literally the only thing you could do would be come into this fight with 160 HP, which is pretty ridiculous.
Right. Although if you got a Red Mage, unfortunately the Red Mage is not going to do very much damage with the Faraga spell.
Melee hit, that was okay. We should probably point out, Lakey, I think, would have won the fight on the next turn, assuming both spells had gone off. Yeah,
oh yeah, definitely.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
I feel like we have to properly explain how painful that was.
I mean, it was just bad turn order on the final turn. You know, it's like he could, Lich can do the Blizzara all he wants, just as long as he lets the mages go first and kill him before he does. Unfortunately, that didn't quite happen there.
So Rhokubee had picked up the extra fire spell at level 2, giving another option for the vampire. And is through the fight, with the fighter down. And be interesting to see what choices are made there.
That's a good question. You got the fighter down, he doesn't get experience. So you'll be able to level up the mages more quickly. Right, but it does look like he's bringing the fighter back. Alright, so he's gonna bring the fighter back and then hopefully run into the jerkbirds to be able to get the fighter petrified there.
Or there's a chance that's the plan for Lich. Don't know yet till we see what Rhokubee does. Or maybe there was a plan, but the plan has gone awry, and you're making this up as you go along. I had to do that.
Yep. Yeah, this is definitely a great speedrun for, you know, I'm just going to make it up as I go along. I've said this previously in one of my other commentaries, but yeah, this is like the first vibes speedrun. It's like a speedrun that just fully goes off of vibes. Whatever the vibes are, that determines what you're going to do in a given run.
Rhokubee has a little bit better HP situation going right now, but it's gonna be a much different looking Lich fight when we get there. While Leggy is heading to Crescent Lake, it's time to get a canoe.
Taking the Ankheg battle, this is 4,000 experience. This is a lot of experience at this stage of the game. So anytime you run into the Ankhegs, you're really hoping you get the full pack of 4 there.
They were called PEDs on the NES, so the randomizer community got to calling them the EX PEDs.
Nice. That works out pretty well.
Occasionally the game does things like that. Like that one room in Sea Shrine, what are you gonna call it? You're gonna call it something, but it's got a shark fight, so of course you call it Sharknado. Natural, it just fits.
Yep. Alright, Leggy getting rid of the coral sword, iron armor, just things that she doesn't need anymore. She has to make sure
really needed.
Yeah, she has to make sure she has 2,600 in cash to be able to buy the 2 Thundara spells.
I really like to buy the spells first, because this is so easy to walk back to, and then I don't have to worry. Counting is math, and math will always betray you while live on Twitch.
Yeah, I was doing that for a while, but I feel like it is slightly faster to just do the math, as long as you can do the math very quickly in your head.
Oh, I agree. It's theoretically faster. It's just I know that the math will betray me, and I'll be off on the count, and then the whole thing is terrible.
Yep. Yeah, and you definitely got to walk out of here with 2 Thundaga spells. No math.
So Ice Cave will be next for Leggy. That's where we get the bloater for the airship. The stage gave us clear directions to go fight the Fiend of Fire in the volcano, so naturally we're ignoring the code.
Yeah, probably gonna save Merilith for last, even after Tiamat.
I think Leggy actually does volcano first. I may be wrong. I think
maybe.
Leggy's gonna do volcano after Sea Shrine and do Tiamat last.
I have done that a few times myself. Unfortunately, one of Leggy's black mages went down.
Cures, antidotes, whatever I'm trying to say.
That is a good question.
I definitely knew that red mage was poisoned and didn't stop to fix it.
Yeah, I hope. Still has at least 1 antidote to take care of that. I'm pretty sure Rhokubee is actually out of Phoenix Downs as well. He lost the, I think he only had 2 coming into the Earthgate. He lost the fighter 2 times, once against the vampire and the other time against the wizards.
If that's true, then you have to reset out of the poison, because Tent's not going to fix this.
Yeah, Tent doesn't heal poison or petrification.
I didn't bring it up directly, but there's no item shop in Melma. So this is being out of items now is basically the worst case scenario. I mean, sail to South Dock Elfland from here? Question mark?
I wonder if even Canaria would be closer.
I don't know, because I've never checked.
yeah, it's not something I thought about too much. Yeah, probably going to need to go pick up the antidote, because otherwise he's just going to burn through all of his spell chart, or all of his potions and all of his cure charges, just trying to keep the red mage alive. So
that, or you go crazy and you try to do the 2-man, but believe me when I say I've tried it and have not found a way to make it work yet.
Yeah, 2-man on Lich that is rough. Lich does, in the remakes, all of the bosses have a lot more HP than they do in the base NES game. So base NES Lich is only 400 HP. You know, you could make it through that fight with a tempered fighter, and a coral sword. But in the remakes, Lich is like, what, like 800 or so?
Well, Rokubee's gonna go for it.
Gonna go for it.
Bold, they'd say.
Those warg wolves can drop an antidote. Might be worth taking some. I don't know, some warg wolf battles in particular. Hopefully, get the lucky antidote drop.
You know, there almost has to be one in one of these boxes, right? Like, I don't know offhand, but at least one of them has to have an antidote, right? Is there a chance Rhokubee knows where one is?
Yeah, I do not. But yeah, I would agree with you.
Quick cover for me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I would agree with Triton there. There's a lot of boxes in the Earthcade. The problem is that they're all spread out, so this is not a very dense.
First
dungeon.
floor, there was an antidote in the southeast room. That's the only one that I see.
Ooh.
But yeah, you can't expect a runner to sit and look that up in the middle of a race. There's just no way. And in a PB, it doesn't come up.
Yeah, if Rhokubee was in this situation in a PB attempt, probably just try to reset just to get out of here. Give it another shot. But race condition can't quite do that, has to keep diving.
And to answer a question in chat, yes, this is in fact the game. This is the one you can go on Steam and get right now. It's the FF1 Pixel Remaster. We wanted to have some fun before the end of the year, so we got together and did this.
Looks like Leggy's picking up the 10,000k chest. I do like picking up that chest, just one chest there. Really good money to be picking up at this point.
Yeah, and it's like half a fight difference.
Yeah.
Steps. Well, actually, given the Pixel Remasters encounter rate, it might actually be an extra fight.
Alright, Leggy coming into the eye fight. This was, yeah, we didn't talk about this with the wizard battle, but this was definitely one of the bigger surprises for me for the Pixel Remasters, just the lack of trap tiles. PSP, you would just sit there and fight the eye until level 17 or 18 on your mages, and then take off.
Yeah, I feel like on some level they had to have known that that was a speedrun strat, which is why they took it out. It just seems really weird to do that otherwise. On the other hand, they were kind of unifying the mechanics. It really felt like under the hood they were trying to make the coding engine for all of the games the same, and I can kind of understand it from that perspective, but little unfortunately it made FF1 the least faithful version to the original game.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So the lack of trap tiles, the monsters are now basically like monster in boxes, so you can't go back and forth on the 2 Agama tiles in the volcano anymore. You have to open up both boxes, and then that's it. Those are the only Agamas that you can fight, unless you find the wild Agamas.
Well, I hate to correct you, but in fact, there's a third. You can fight one in Carrie's floor before the Red D fight.
Oh yeah, that's right, yeah. Yes, this is the little guy right there, hiding out.
Yeah, I have to take that when I'm doing fighter strats, so I get the flame armor out of that box. I think there is actually one more too, but I don't remember where that one is.
Yeah, I think there's another room on Carrie's floor which has an Agama battle as well, like another trap tile type of thing. And there might be one on the previous floor.
Yeah, I'm thinking floors 3 or 4. There's one. It's just fires on the second floor. Now there's a fire and there's a gray worm on the second floor. In any event, ice cream for Leggy because the ice cave is done. Get ice cream on the brain. I live in Florida.
Yeah, it's like 40 degrees outside for me, so I don't think I'll be staying away from ice cream for a
It's
little
like
while.
75 for me.
Nice. Alright, so I think Rhokubee was looking for a jerk bird, but wasn't able to find one and has finally moved on. There is a possibility to run into the jerk birds on this floor as well.
I think they're even more common on the board.
I think so. His red mage running out of HP though. Really gotta get the HP back up. Still poisoned.
The trouble for this is if you're out of HP restores for the Lich fight, then having the higher max isn't going to do any good.
Bats getting in the way. Doesn't matter which version, the bats are always in the way.
They have wings, which means they're birds, and I'm setting you up here.
And they are jerks.
Okay, I'll take it. Birds are always jerks in RPGs. Airship for Leggy.
Alright, heading straight southwest. Gonna stop in the Cardi Isles.
That routed out pretty nicely with that southwestern movement.
Picking up 4 of the money chests in here, as well as grabbing the X potion.
And the red mage down now for Rhokubee.
Ooh. What is the plan now? Because Rhokubee does not have Phoenix down. I'm gonna go back to the title screen, probably load an autosave for coming onto the floor. Yeah, there you go. So that will be the autosave. Last quick save was at Asta, so.
Oh, I'm not sure where Rhokubee is going, though.
I do not know either.
So this is not the direction towards Lich.
He was just on Lich's floor, and then he came back to this one.
Maybe he's still hunting the jerk birds. Maybe he's trying to force the issue.
Alright, red mage is down again. Still running around.
So you saw I had a race where I reset after the intro screen to change my party because I had messed up. This is actually the reason why I did that, because I said I'll sacrifice the 2 minutes to not be off my game. And I just think that's what's happened to Rhokubee here, is the plan has gone awry, and what's my way out? And that is a tough place to find yourself in, no matter who you are, no matter how experienced at the game you are.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But like, there is no plan that accounts for this.
Right. And at this stage, I don't see how the fighter is actually going to get out of this thing, especially now that the fighter is poisoned as well. And there you go. So we'll be loading up that autosave anyway.
There's
Right,
a treasure room like straight south you could go to. I have no idea if there's anything valuable in there or not. I only think there is. Go there.
There's a mithril something in there, but I'm not too sure what it is. It's not a room that I really visit that often.
Yeah, but I'd be curious if like a low money treasure was changed for Phoenix Down or something. Because I literally have never had a reason to go there other than theoretically the 100% treasures, which I've never done.
Right.
Leggy is in the waterfall, by the way, making steady progress through. And here to get the cube.
Gotta chat with the robot, get the cube.
And chat asks about the fights. The fights are random. There's no control and there's no consistency. So, yes, one runner can see better RNG, but usually that's just for any given segment of the game. Like, no, over the whole run, it's most likely going to average out.
But yeah, unfortunately, no way to control which encounters you're gonna get. So it's not like the NES version at all, unfortunately. Yeah, basically all the remakes, they made it so the encounters are just completely random.
So this has to be Rhokubee leaving the Earth Cave. That's the only thing that I can rationalize with this.
That's kind of my thought as well. I don't really see what else Rhokubee would be doing.
In which case, throw that fighter into the 4th spot. So in the 2nd spot, he's actually more likely to get hit in this situation than he would be otherwise because the 2 at the bottom aren't there. But if you're in the 4th spot, you will lower the odds.
So meanwhile, Leggy has picked up the cube, picked up the wizard staff and the defense sword. Also a ribbon. Finally have our first ribbon of the game. So the ribbon makes it so that you are resistant to elements like lightning, fire, and thunder.
Hey, there's the jerk birds.
Yeah, there you go. Now he ran into the jerk birds again, unfortunately. But yeah, by the end of the game, we'll have 3 ribbons. They will be on the 2 mages and the monk. Fighter is just going to remain petrified all the way to the end. The defense sword and the wizard staff are just going to be sold. Use that to buy more resources. And I'm going to head down and go pick up some tonics. At the same time, Leggy will pick up the bottled fairy.
Couple fours to go for Rhokubee. They're not as threatening, except maybe a double troll encounter. I don't want to see right now. Well, that and you really, really don't want to get poisoned.
Yeah, now would be a
Underhill at the caravan. This nice bonus shop that was added in the remakes, and we get it in the Pixel Remaster. And the Lesser Tigers took out Rhokubee. They're jerks.
Yeah, Lesser Tigers have a really high chance to crit, and when you crit, you ignore the defense. So, even though the fighter there has the iron armor, a couple crits will be able to take them out.
That's really not very high armor for this point of the game.
It's like it's better than what the mages can do, but yeah,
well, by far, but it's just
yeah, it's still just it's not
like
very good.
Armor now, mithril now.
Yeah.
And if you felt crazy, you could buy the steel armor for this point.
That's a lot of gold.
As I said, if you felt crazy.
Yep.
Alright, Rhokubee, going item shop hunting. Really don't want to see odd eyes now. That would be the worst.
Alright, so,
Or
Leggy...
failing to run would be the worst. I hope Rhokubee stepped into Melmond at least, if not a quick save on the water.
I didn't see. That's a good question. I was watching Leggy doing the shopping. So she maxed out her potions, her high potions, her ethers, and then got like 15, 20 extra Phoenix Downs.
Please quick save, Rhokubee. I feel so bad for you. Please quick save. Alright, here comes the Sea Shrine Venture for Leggy. And... oh no, not an odd eye! No! No!
Right.
Kill the odd eye!
Alright, there you go.
Alright, that works too. I would totally kill the odd eye rather than take a chance.
Probably the smart thing to do. But... alright.
Occasionally I'll think of the right thing to do before it's too late, but only occasionally.
Alright, so Rhokubee has gotten both mages back. Let's see what Rhokubee buys. Right,
Everything.
Got 4 Phoenix Downs, a whole bunch of potions, bunch more ethers. Oh, come on, dude. Get the antidote. You know you're going to get poisoned again. We all know you're going to get poisoned again. It's Earth Cave. Everything poisons you in there. You run into tarantulas like every other battle on the first 2 floors.
And Rhokubee now making the trek back to the Earth Cave. That the money from the initial part of the game does not go very far to the Earth Cave. We are razor thin on the resources. I mean, keeping in mind that we would easily spend another 12,000 or so without batting an eye, and that would be before we could even start buying potions.
Yeah, exactly. Just so easy just to burn through all of your cash in this game. Early on. And then once you get through Sea Shrine, it's like you don't need cash very much at all. Maybe if you still need to buy the haste spell, like Leggy does. But that's about it.
Or if you want that gold bracelet.
Yeah, you can always go back and buy the gold bracelets.
Sea Shrine's pretty noticeable difference in Pixel Remaster in that they did away with the unrunnables. So whereas Ghost, the Water, and the Sahagan fights would be unrunnable in any other version of the game, here you're able to run from anything. But also we're farming our end game levels, so we're killing stuff.
Yeah, those ghost battles are actually a pretty good battle for experience. The ghosts can hit really hard, but with the levels that we're at with the Black Mages, and the Faraga spells, you can just one-shot them. So that makes it a lot easier.
I haven't looked at this in detail, but I'm told they have one of the highest based strengths of any enemy in the game.
Yeah, I think I've heard that as well from probably watching a lot of Gyre playing Final Fantasy, which he does on the NES version, but he tries to avoid ghosts as much as possible.
But yeah, if you randomize them and their hit percent goes up, and then they get 2 or 3 strong hits, They start really destroying you.
Yeah, they can rip through any amount of defense like that.
Rhokubee's back to the floor of frustration. Defending, so looking for some statue strats here. Presumably the fighter, because if you wanted the red mage, you can put the red mage up.
Alright, there you go,
got
finally. I was just about to say, these birds are being jerks. Not being cooperative at all.
So really, even though it's 2 mages up, it's all about that black mage killing anything that needs killed right now. Oh, please, quick save, Rhokubee, please! I do like how fast that fire spell casts. It's a very quick cast.
Yeah, it kind of burns right through the animation there. It's pretty good. I like that animation. The most of the spell animations are actually pretty good. Alright, so if you're watching Leggy, you notice she's doing 1 cast of magic, and with the other mage, she's trying to run away. So she's basically taking like the attitude of, okay, yeah, if I can kill it, then I'll kill it, but if I can run away, that's also fine. A lot of the enemies here in Sea Shrine.
Strats.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, nuke and run strats, yeah. So a lot of the enemies here in Sea Shrine, they get pretty good experience, but, you know, you can get really good experience in Mirage Tower as well. And also even in Chaos Shrine, so... good to get experience here, but you don't really need it. So doing, you know, the nuke and run strat's very viable idea. When she does run into the Great White Sharks, though, she will have both mages cast the spells, because you need 2 spells in order to take those guys out.
I'm not even sure at 40 intelligence if you can get them in 1 spell. They're just out of range.
It might be a damage range. I feel like I have killed them in Temple of Phoenix with a
it would make a little
Thundalo spell.
sense. So the funny thing about this Sharknado room that Leggy is about to enter, you know, we were talking about the trap fight. Dude, there isn't even guarding anything. You can just walk around.
Correct, yeah. This version of the game, they opened up that right side. So you can actually go all the way up the right side and get the top right chest from the right side there. Whereas, like, I'm pretty sure in every other previous version, you can't make that walk. So you actually do have to take that trap tile, that encounter there. So that's... really just kind of made that that one tile there kind of pointless, so well, interesting.
But they kept the fight there because that's where the fight's supposed to be.
Yep.
Alright, Rhokubee on the rendezvous with Lich. Trolls, bad news. Got away.
Oh wait, good to see that. Trolls hit very hard, and I'm pretty sure that... yeah, I'm not too sure. Actually, I'm not too sure if that mage has any silver armlet or anything like that. I don't think so.
I don't believe so, no. Alright. One more random fight to get through. And then we finally get to see what we've been eager to see. How's Rhokubee approaching this fight?
Ooh. Unpetrifying the monk. What do you think about that?
Well, it was a question between the monk or the fighter, but it's like, on this round, he's not going to get the spell damage out of the red mage, so yeah, this has 3 buffs for that. you're gonna might not fire come out from the Black Mage unless the fight's going really well, because you got to be all haste and tempers. I say that and I'm a liar.
Looks like he's gonna split it a bit.
See, the temper is just more valuable here than that first fire spell at least.
Blizzard didn't want to see that, and it took out the.
And any HP has to be up too. That's pretty important.
That's right. I don't think Rhokubee healed up the monk to full before hopping into the fight. Come on, Leggy takes care of Kraken very easily. Just 6 Thundaga spells, takes care of Kraken's HP. I think he has like 1800 HP, and he's doing, with the Thundaga, doing over 300 damage. So, only 6 spells.
Yeah, so I've done melee strats here in the past, and to me, if I'm doing that, I'm all in on that, and I want to get those tempers to where that monk's gonna hit for 800 damage.
Does have Fyras as backup, but yeah, I think I'm with you. I'd much rather just do one or the other. Either do all magic or just all melee.
Well, the thing is, I could go back to the magic after I've done 2 tempers from the Black Mage. That I'd have no issue with, but getting the early tempers are actually more important than the early damage numbers. And there it is. So, making it look easy there.
Yeah.
But for damage numbers, it doesn't matter which turn you do the fire spell on. Like, logically. It can be the first, it can be the third, doesn't matter, it's the exact same amount of damage. But what turn you do a temper on, it's much more important to do it early.
Yeah, exactly. As the temper spell stacks. The haste spell doesn't stack, but the temper spell stacking means that you want to get as many tempers on your melee character as quickly as possible there.
Yeah, and not just that, but if you were going to do a single temper charge, you would always want it to be on the first turn. Same thing as the haste spell, you would always want it to be on the first turn, so that it's there for every successive turn, and it's adding up over the course of the battle.
Alright. Leggy picking up the haste spell there, did the double haste, and heading up to the volcano.
Chad asked, did Rhokubee take some unfortunate deaths? Yes.
Yeah, Rhokubee ran into a few unfortunate deaths and ran out of antidotes in Earth Cave.
No, not just antidotes, but all the potions there. There's not enough resources to go around.
Yeah.
Here's like he did in Volcano. I think this is what I said.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier that you were pretty sure that she was going to do the volcano after picking up the haste spell. So again, looks like she's going.
Yeah, vice versa that, but I did remember Leggy likes to do volcano before TM out.
Yeah. So yeah, and it looks like she is again going with the flee and single spell at the same time. With the Thundaga, I'm pretty sure she can take care of everything in this dungeon with one shot.
Chad asks what world record is. We got a 142 on this?
I think so.
In that ballpark.
Low 140s. Here, I can look it up right away. It's not that difficult. Yeah, so it looks like we are sub 142, right? So Shigeru from Japan has a 141.49. So I believe that means that Shigeru has the world record in 5 of the Pixel Remasters. I think the only one he doesn't is FF6, which he hasn't played yet.
That's impressive.
That is really impressive. That is a lot of really good runs that he was able to pull off.
I wonder if that's a future Summoning Salt video right there. Alright, here comes Merilith.
Ooh, before that though, running into the Agama.
And Rhokubee has finally reached Crescent Lake. That has to be a welcome sight after the way the rest of this is gone. Merilith is not the best mage, although we only have the one ribbon right now, but can swing those swords pretty efficiently.
Yeah, she can definitely hack her team down pretty quickly there.
A couple of buffs, and then the monk is ready to go to town. I love the high potion strats. Underrated. Really appreciate seeing that. So it's like, well, let's just be sure the monk doesn't die to a stupid amount of HP that we could have just fixed with one high potion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like using the high potion strat here, definitely on Tiamat 1. I feel like it's practically required on Tiamat 1. And then Tiamat 2, and sometimes even Carrie or Merilith 2. I think most of the other boss battles you can get away without using it. And then obviously Chaos being Chaos, so it's just...
I've used high potions versus Chaos when it's like, okay, I've got enough buffs on here, but I still have a person alive, and let's heal 300 damage without using a complete heal and just get that little extra safety.
Yeah, if you're in that situation, like it's actually a really good and smart thing to do during that Chaos battle. Just drop a high potion on your monk there. Just,
there's a bunch of times in this version especially where we're just trying to buy 1 or 2 extra turns to deal damage because we are running that close to the edge. These white crocs are very annoying. If you haven't hit 30 intelligence yet, which I frequently have not, you won't one-shot them with the Thunder spell. You need a cleanup hit.
Yeah, I often run into that with my mages as well, where one mage will have hit the level 30, but the other one hasn't, so it's just like, that gets even more frustrating.
They have a strange formula for how magic damage works, so you do get bonus damage for every point of intelligence, but the most important thing you can do is get 10. So 9 to 10 is more valuable than 1 to 2 even, or 8 to 9, but 19 to 20, it's going to see a significant uptick in damage whenever you cross that 10s number.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you get the. I think somebody in one of the chat rooms, I think it might have been a GBA chat room, called that like a multiplier. And I was like, oh yeah, all right, yeah. So that makes sense, right? It's like how much is the damage being multiplied by before it's actually applied to the enemy? Yeah, so hitting those levels is really, really worth it.
Yeah, when we changed the PSP route and don't have as much intelligence in the mages there now, it really comes up for a couple of the unrunnables that you can't one-shot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I think a couple in Temple of Fiends you can't one-shot anymore. Even one like the Green Dragons, if you run into them, I don't think the Black Mage with the Blizzard.
I think their HP is low enough. The Waters is the one that comes to mind.
Yeah, the Waters definitely have some really high HP. Yeah, so then you got to break out the Flare with the Judgment Staff, and that animation in the PSP version just takes forever. And it's not really something that you want to be doing.
Dice Gigas are probably also somewhere. Back to what we got here. Leggy is going through the Mirage Tower now, using those nuke and run strats.
Yeah, a lot of really good fights in here for EXP, but yeah, this is probably just faster, just to do the nuke and run long term.
Well, and the fights are a bit better in the Sky Castle too. I'm not as worried about that in the Mirage Tower. But I do think it's going to be pretty important for Leggy to take some of these fights in Sky Castle particularly, because with all this running, you're definitely behind on levels, and that top Black Mage can definitely use some more hit points.
Yeah, the bottom one's looking good though, it's about 250. And I still would like to see the monk get a bit more HP. She's still has plenty of time.
Still have this, and still have Chaos Shrine to go, and there's a ton of experience available in Chaos Shrine if you're in a killing mood. This is an interesting floor for the optional pickups. You've got the Razor or Bane Sword down to the south, and you've got a Pro Ring over to the right.
There is a pro ring over there, huh? I did not know that.
Hey, if there's optional backups, chances are I know where they are.
I feel like one of my race runs would have been a lot different if I had known where the pro rings in this game were. Like, the thing is, I know there's 3 of them. I know that there's 3 that are lying around somewhere. I just don't know where.
The one is here. There's another on floor before May's floor, but it's really out of the way. And third might be Chaos Shrine.
Alright. Yeah, most of the chests in Chaos Shrine are just like so far out of the way, it's not, I feel like it's not worth even going after them.
Carry floor, it's the room on the left.
Ah, alright, there you go.
Well, that was pretty good for me from memory.
Alright, on to the maze floor. You can run into the mind flayers. We were talking about them earlier. This is definitely a floor where you can run into the mind flayers. I lost a PSP run here once. And the mind flayers busted out the mind blast and then one-shot all of my characters down with death touch.
Yeah, they can spam that AoE stun and they can keep you locked down.
Yep. Yeah, so Leggy able to get through that, and onto Warmech Bridge.
Any Warmech fans in chat?
Are we gonna see the death machine? Nope, just a couple of air battles.
I don't know if Leggy is watching the broadcast, but if you were, you'd totally try Warmech at least once, right?
I mean, I usually try to make sure that I was able to fight Warmech if I was, you know, in it, but, you know, I would expect to lose. Warmech has way too high of an ambush chance, and he hits really hard. But, yeah, I mean, I was going to give it my best shot. Probably lose, but give it my best shot.
To answer chat, we do have Leggy with a pretty commanding advantage right now. Earthgate was not friendly to Rhokubee at all, and Leggy has just played well throughout. There's those high potion strats.
Yeah, got the monk up to full HP. start attacking now, hopefully.
Trying for the extra temper, I like that. No wasted turns.
Alright, nice. Did enough to take out Tiamat. I was a little worried there. I wasn't too sure if Leggy was going to be able to take out Tiamat there, but was able to get through it.
You mentioned the Mind Flayers, and there they are on Rhokubee's side.
There's the Mind Blast. Snagging the Red Mage. Alright, able to get away.
There's a lot of death in this cave. Like, the White Dragons can throw out Blizzard now. With the Monk up, then it's not going to one-shot the Monk with that. But mages with low HP, it can definitely kill. Alright, Leggy may have one more shopping trip here. The Black Friday special before Chaos Shrine? Nope, just going right for it.
Yeah, she was able to grab a lot of resources in Gaia. And I think with the nuke and run strats, she hasn't really used too many of her ethers. So she should be in pretty good shape there. She hasn't really taken too many, I don't know, maybe she might have died a couple times here and there, but I think she's still really in really good shape for the Phoenix Downs, and then potion-wise, I think she's in excellent shape there. So
here's the eye for Rhokubee. These metal slimes, fire's the way to go. That is a really good fight if you're looking for experience, because they're going to go down easy. The purple worms are a great bunch of experience, but they're a little harder to kill.
yeah, so one purple worm gave her 4,300 experience, whereas the previous slide battle there, it would have been 7,707 or 7,007. Like, that is a really nice fight in that big of a pack.
The bad men there are kind of annoying ice magic. I think that green dragon's also ice magic. They're very high on the experience.
This would be 12,000 experience. Everybody on our team got a level up. That was just fantastic. It's at 27, 26, and 27 for the 3 living characters there.
Death Eye is one of the worst things they did on the NES version. Get through this fight, you get 1 experience for it.
Yep. 1 gold, 1 experience. It's like they're teasing you.
I don't know that it's a top 5 hardest boss in the game, but top 10.
It can hit really hard.
And you got the Fiends Revisited, Tia 1, Kraken 1. Does Death Eye rank above Carry 1?
Maybe? Yeah.
Like, straight up fight, who's winning that? I don't know.
That's a good question.
I think the Death Eye has the edge on Lich head-to-head.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that.
The zombie dragons, if we want to count them from Citadel, no contest there. More green dragons, more levels for Leggy.
Alright, just running away from the Wizvamps here. Or the Vampire Lords. This is another one that takes
they're
a cold.
tad annoying. They're weak enough to fire that it would kill them, but they also like to cast anti-fire.
Yeah, it's definitely one encounter that I try to run away from. You'll see some runners do double Thundaga on that fight, just to be able to get through it. Alright, so Shanedale thinks Death Eye would beat Carry because of the high crit rate and the really good absorb.
Well, there we go. I'm taking that.
Yeah, but he does point out he definitely weak to fire.
But carries a weak mage.
Yeah, she doesn't really have too much spell power. I feel like that one might be a toss-up. Yeah, that one's gonna be pretty close.
How long did it take us to get into the Would You Rathers?
110 minutes. Yeah, it was pretty good. Made it pretty far. Alright, so now Leggy has made it onto the first of the 4 Fiend floors, right? And she switched up to go in full Flea on all of her characters. It's something I think most people do, just because, especially on this floor here for Lich 2, not really a lot of experience. Like these basilisks, that's okay experience, but you really gotta get 4 of them for it to be worth it.
And the green mummies are fine, but these golems are not.
Yeah, that's like 2 spells to take down, and you know that fight can get really slow. So, yeah, so most people just kind of start running once you hit that floor.
One of the great roulette masters of this run. Here's Lich 2. We need flares to stay away.
No flares. Do not want to see any flares there.
Good opening turn for Leggy.
Ooh, here comes the flare. Oh.
That was a bad second.
Well, back-to-back flares anyway, so...
Yeah, you can't do anything about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes that fight a bit rough, the possibility of back-to-back flares. If your monk is full HP, and Leggy's wasn't, because it had been meleeed on the very first turn, but if he's full HP, he can survive the first flare there, and you know you usually will just go with it on the fight and just kind of hope that it doesn't do any more melees and stays away from flare, and you can actually get through that fight pretty easily.
Well, much better first 2 turns. Now that's a fully buffed and fully HP'd monk. And Lich is going down next turn no matter what.
Yep. There you go. Even outsped Lich on the final turn there.
No such thing as overkill on Lich 2. Fire floor, pro ring if you went down to that room to the south there.
Alright, Leggy going back to the nuke and run strats. Has Blizzaga on the 1 mage there. Should one-shot everything. Forget if the Blizzaga will one-shot the R-Giant here, but yes it will. 2 Agamas there, also helping out with the EXP.
Yeah, that fight worth more than 2 Agamas worth of experience. If you went south here, there's a Pro Cape, and then if you went way off to the right, there is another Elixir. We didn't touch on that, but there's 4 complete heal items available, and we collect 3 of them for the sake of the final boss fight. Then there is also a slim chance that they drop from the Lesser Tigers.
Yeah, Lesser Tigers with a very slim chance to drop the X potion. So you will take all of those fights, but more often than not, or well, probably better to say, very rarely will you actually see that X potion drop.
And a good question in chat, why do we have the stone party member up there? Because as you notice, all the attacks are missing. And so that's damage that our other party members are not taking.
Yeah, something kind of unique to the Pixel Remasters is that petrified characters can actually be targeted, and they also continue to gain experience. So we do have both melee characters unpetrified in both of our runners right now, but Leggy had the monk also petrified all the way up through into the volcano. So did the entire Kraken 2 or Kraken 1 fight without any, with just the 2 mages handled it by himself.
Water floor. Kraken 2 lives. One of the shorter ones. Fire and water are the shorter floors of this dungeon. Sky's not too bad either, unless you go for Masumi, which we don't.
Unless you're running thief strats. If you're running thief strats, I would highly suggest you do pick up the Masumi. As I learned the hard way.
Hey, rare green dragon for Rhokubee. It's almost swiped.
Rhokubee.
Oh, is he out of Phoenix Downs?
I was gonna say, does he have any
God.
Phoenix Downs?
Quick save, Rhokubee! Clue the quick save! Yeah, I think what Rhokubee tends to do is play for like the world record strats and buy just what you need, and theoretically the game will give you what you need often enough. If you reset enough, it will work. I am one who obviously advocates for my safeties because I'm trying to finish more of those runs, even if it costs me a little bit of time to set up the safeties.
Yeah, and the world record
strats
strats
has better
themselves.
PB than me. By a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, but the way, and also the world record strats are also like Shigeru didn't go into the shop and thinking to himself like, I'm gonna buy exactly 4 Phoenix Downs or something like that. Like he went into the shop thinking to himself like, I'm gonna buy as many as I can. It just so happens that this is the amount of money that I have. So it's like you're trying to manage your resources based off of how much money you have. So.
Bracket 2 down on Leggy's side. Let's see how the TF goes before making proclamations. Iron Gall!
Come on, you gotta take the Iron Golem. For the memes! For the memes!
I mean, I baned an Iron Gall. How are you gonna out-meme that?
I don't think you can, actually. That's impressive.
Tiamat 2 is trouble. A very strong mage who can do a lot of AoE that we need Tia to stay away from. We need turns to get the buffs up for this monk, and the high potions are going to come out because you do not want to have that monk die after getting a couple buffs on.
Nope. The second turn Thundara, that'll help a lot. That only did like 50 damage, so that's a lot less damage than the, like her bigger spells can do. Scourge is also good, not gonna hit because we have the ribbons on. That's a one-hit death from poison element.
Set up pretty well now, should have it. I might use a high potion anyways. There we go, GG.
Yep. Couple big hits there, able to take out Tiamat too.
Okay. HP values for the black mages, so there's a couple of things they can survive. And that's good, because again, we're just basically trying to buy an extra round or two from them.
Alright, into the casino.
Chaos in sub 2 hours, that was the thing I thought about mentioning, but it's like, hey, let's get through Tia first.
Yeah, Tiamat 2 can definitely cause a problem for that. Alright, so how does Leggy do this? There's a number of different ways you can do this in terms of getting the Giant's tonics out. Some people will do like first turn haste just to make sure that the haste actually does get off, especially because it's so important. I'm going to temper haste. I'm gonna have the fighter or the black belt do the X potion.
Missed the haste.
Both of Leggy's mages do have the haste on, so I'm gonna try and get it with the other one. Back to the Giant's tonics, or Giant's gloves.
Yes, gave us a free turn. That's good.
Yep, punch the petrified character, got the haste off. Speed drink, going with the speed drink. Alright, and the Giant's gloves used as an item. Cast Saber on the character, which increases the... It's effectively like a weaker temper and a... something which also increases the amount of hits that you'll get.
Pretty good setup here. Now we really want Chaos to stay away from the haste spell.
38 on the first turn is really good. Dropping the elixir there, get back up to full heal.
Chaos just hits so hard.
Gonna do... Alright, so over 10,000 damage. Chaos has 20,000 total HP.
Now we need Chaos to either hit the statue or cast spells. Can't survive another melee hit. That's bad. Nothing you can do.
That was
Nothing.
really bad. Ah, man. So it was probably like another 2 or 3 hits away. So Chaos does have...
Not after the Cure 4, but...
Right. Yeah, so got the Cure 4 in there too.
It would have been 1 or 2 hits without the Cure 4.
Right. But yeah, it's always rough because Chaos does have Stun Touch and will paralyze your character, and it's only a 1 out of 4 chance to actually get out of paralysis there.
Well, and that hasted hit for 700 damage, there's no way you can out-heal it.
Nope. Yeah, you just don't have enough full heals in the tank deck. This round, Chaos starting off with an attack on the petrified character, that's always good.
Haste got off that time.
Punching one of the mages, unfortunately. Down with the speed drinks and the Giant's gloves.
Well, that's not an unreasonable setup out of the Black Mages when you get this many turns out of one of them.
Helped that Chaos did a couple punches in a row on the petrified character. Alright, so Leggy has used all 3 of her speed drinks and now switching over to tempers with the Black Mage. Keeps this up.
Alright, that's a good hit.
Yeah.
Probably gonna get another temper. Yeah.
Alright, that'll be it for the Black Mage. Alright, so about 7,200 damage.
This is a good setup. This has got a chance.
Lazara, weak magic spell.
This is all we could ask for so far. In the 16 range, we really need Chaos to stay away from melee.
Barely.
GG!
Yes! Alright. 40 HP. Barely hung on to that haste, to that life there by the monk. That was really impressive.
Yeah, Leggy clearly had a good count there to know that it was that close, and it was definitely under the 2,000 mark at that point.
Yeah, that was really great. Yeah, it was she had a couple chances on those 2 Chaos fights. That second one went pretty well. And definitely well enough in order to be able to get through it, so.
And Rhokubee did say enough is enough. So hopefully they'll be able to pop in here. Rhokubee's still playing. That may be... Are you going to finish out casually, or are we just catching up with where you are?
You're just catching up where I am.
Okay.
There was no reason for me to continue that. I hate birds with a burning passion. Everything boils down to birds. I had the 2-pack and I would have been fine, but they both ran away, therefore causing my red mage to be poisoned with my war. And it all went downhill from there.
Yeah, Rhokubee, that was an especially tough Earth Cave. Just running into deaths on your fighter, having to burn through both of your Phoenix Downs, and then getting the Red Mage poisoned. And it looked like you didn't have any antidotes in order to be able to get him healed up there. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right there. I just ran out of money. I was trying to save a little bit of time by just doing my shopping earlier, but that is not necessarily feasible unless you decide to grind up a little bit more. So that was my bad there. But overall, it was just I hate birds. And the thing was, I didn't really mind my red mage being poisoned. I would have been fine with that if I could have just gotten a couple of tempers on my monk at Lich, but I couldn't find another pack of birds to petrify my warrior to then go to Lich.
Yeah, that makes it really rough when you can't find the birds in there. There was at least one of my runs, I think it was during the tournament. I had to wait until I was actually in Ice Cave in order to actually get the second melee character petrified. I think it was the fighter who wasn't petrified.
Yeah, but GG's Leggy.
Aw, shucks, thank you.
You had a wonderful run from what I've seen, the exact opposite of mine, and I am sorry that I had to forfeit this race. I was just not in the correct mindset to continue on.
If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. Good on you for ducking out rather than forcing yourself to play a video game you are not having fun with.
I hate birds.
Birds are jerks.
Well, Leggy, there was a while there, it looked like the Black Mage HP was going to be questionable, but by Chaos, there was just enough by that second try.
Yeah, like, I'm mad that a couple of bosses just gave me the runaround, made me look like I was going to make it, and then decided to pull the rug on me. Lich 1 was rude in that regard.
Oh yeah, nothing you can do about back-to-back flares.
Okay. Yeah.
Lich 1 was the one where you got all 6 Faragas off, you swapped over to the Thundara, and then Lich 1 outsped you on the final turn with the Blizzara spell and took out both of your mages. Just absolutely terrible timing there.
Right? You know, if you're gonna freeze dry me, at least do it turn 1.
Exactly, especially because the Blizzara, like, it does so much more damage than the Fyra or the Thundara spell from Lich. So it's like, that one's generally going to take out both of your mages. And it's just like, okay, if you're going to do it right away so I can get another shot at this.
Yeah. And like...
wait until the 4th turn is just not when you want to see that.
Exactly. But I do believe that, you know, either way, this was going to be my last race of the tournament. Just based on the ways the standings shook out. And, like, I feel like I put on a good show to polish the day off.
Oh, no, you did a wonderful, you had a wonderful showing all 6 of your races, Leggy. Like, seriously.
Yeah, like, I have no regrets, outside of, you know, taking a thief for my first race, but...
Yeah, I compile statistics on average victory time, but I 202 is just such a solid time. That's absolutely winning most of these races.
Yeah, like, I think I've been very consistently hitting the 200x mark throughout the tournament. with a few notable exceptions, including the PB I got this tournament, which is my sub 2, which I am just over the moon about dropping.
Yeah, we've caused some chaos for the mods of the leaderboards with this tournament, haven't we?
I mean, I'm here to kill chaos.
As fast as possible.
I'm here to chew bubblegum and kill chaos, and apparently I didn't get to chaos today.
What flavor bubblegum?
Oh, I guess spearmint. Although I have broccoli
That's not
cheddar
bad.
right now. I had my roommate make dinner, so.
Nice.
I'm still on Thanksgiving leftovers. I've got lasagna.
Well, we have Thanksgiving leftovers, and we also have, like, actual food we need to make, so we can't just... Well, we can't subsist on Thanksgiving leftovers. It's not feasible.
Well, any final thoughts from either of you at this point?
Mine is just... The route that I chose is a good route. The Red Mage route is a safer route, and that's what I was trying to show today, even though my showing of it was just not helpful to see. But if you are thinking about running this game, I do recommend the Red Mage route or White Mage route before trying to go to Double Black Mage. You can learn the very basics, and that was hopefully at least showed a little bit today.
I guess all I have to say is thank you, Trin, for organizing this event. Thank you, SpeedGaming, for putting on all of the restreams. I might be done with racing, but like hell, you're gonna keep me out of the booth.
No, and like what Leggy said, thank you so much, Trenton, for putting this on. This has been a blast, every single race of it. And Leggy, thank you for racing with me tonight. I had so much fun racing you, even though like birds decided to be jerks. But I had so much fun this race, and if there's another one, I'm definitely going to join that one too.
Yeah, I do hope we see more runs at more races, and even if I do hope both viewers who are looking into this run for the first time and those of us who have been participating in the tournament, keep making the leaderboard mods' lives hells with some hot new PB drops.
Well, I'm grateful that other people wanted to have some fun to close out the year with this game. It launched just over a year ago, and day one, it was my pleasure to have some fun co-opetitioning a race with Patariku. We jumped in there, blind, played it. He's been beating me ever since, but that's okay. We had fun, and it was fun to do this race with you tonight, Patariku.
Yeah, same here. Always love commentating with you, Trenton. Again, thanks a lot for putting on the event. This was a lot of fun. This is actually the first time I ever did any sort of tournament like this, and I really enjoyed it. Would definitely join this one again. And yeah, Rhokubee, it was good to see your runs throughout the tournament and watch you improve. That was really great. And Leggy, I've just been amazingly impressed with how consistent that you've been able to run throughout this race. Like, my times in my race events are all over the board, and just to watch you just consistently get in there, 2:0x, basically between 2 hours and 2:05, just one race after another, has just been amazing. So really great job, both of you runners.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the kind words. It does mean a lot, and I'm glad that you were excited about the other races as well, and I was excited to see you race and just pull out straight times. So
yeah, like everyone here and and everyone involved with this tournament has just been wonderful, both old hands and new. It has been such a fun experience hanging out with everyone and watching everyone grow and improve as runners. Like, it's been a real treat.
And swapping some strats and making everybody better in the process.
Yeah.
So for a footnote, we'll have we've technically got one more group play match. It doesn't matter for anything other than just finishing up. But we'll have semifinals to determine the finals, and ironing out the last details on that on Discord. But stay tuned to SpeedGaming for those.
I honestly cannot wait. I'm super excited to see the semis and finals.
I think we've run out of words.
I think we have as well. But you know, I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. But I don't know. I guess, you know, root for Hab or root for Thunderclot or whoever else is in the semifinals as well. You know, few more races that are destined to keep you on the edge of your seat.
Well, with that, thank you, runners. Thank you, Pateriku. Thank you, all of you who are watching, and thank you, Speed Gaming. Have a great night, everybody.